another 6-pointer. It's another potential cracking game on our hands, and you can tell the atmosphere, the weather, everything is ready, and you can tell the fans basically are making their way into the stadium. So we are in here for another interesting game this evening.
We've got about 17 minutes to get the game started here. There's a need to talk about these two teams. For Nigeria, I mean, they met a Burkina Faso side, which is much more organized, and we saw them here against the Togolese. Now, Niger opened up in their first game against Togo, and they got 3 goals. Nigeria fancied a lot of chances in front of goal, but were unable to bury it. How is this game going to shape like?
Well, if you look at the tactical formation of the Nigerians, they are cautious. They are going for a typical 4-2-1-3 formation. So that tells you they want to have 2 pivots with 1 central attacking midfielder on top, be playing behind the 3 attacking players up front. So basically, they would love to soak the pressure and then play on a quick counter-attacking football. In Nigeria, they are set up in a 4-3-3 formation. So that tells you that they are confident on what they did in the first game against the Burkinabes.
But the Nigerians need to be quite cautious. You look at how they've shaped up on paper. It looks like the expansive 4-3-3 then again, because they're wanting their laterals to also be involved in the game.
Yeah, that's on
dangerous for them.
That's on the variations. You know, when they are attacking, they play with variations. They switch it to a 4-3-3 or a 4-4-2 or a 4-5-1, depending on how they want to shape up, depending on what Nigeria throws at them. But if you look at the Nigerians, in that game, basically, in their first game, they stuck with a game plan 4-3-3. Sometimes they switch to a 4-4-2.
Okay.
And in best of the game, they play typical, like I've got them
4-4-2 at a point. Which would you fancy most in tactics?
Well, it's all about the permutations in the game, because you might have a game plan from the training pit, but when you are Abdul Muiz Olamide, Sporting number 17 JC.
Absolutely.
He's a very good player as well. If you look at Destiny, basically he's the heartbeat of the team. Anything that they do in terms of defensive organization and linking the defense into attack, he's the fulcrum. And through him, they have a proper holding midfielder that is like someone in the mode of N'Golo Kante.
Okay.
He has so much energy in him to bend, and he's the maestro of the team, because he puts everyone in check. And for Niger to get something out of this team, I think the 2 central midfielders, and then to be able to
that they need to check themselves against these Nigerians. Well, for Nigeria, they are the defending champions, and I watched them in Cape Coast in that 4-2-3 leg against our star. This name should call game once more.
Yeah, you know, basically he is coming into this game as the one on top because he's having 3 points.
Yeah.
Will he be pragmatic to settle for a draw?
Should he?
Probably. It depends, because in the first half, it depends on the permutations of how Nigeria will approach the game. You know, Nigeria in a 4-3-3 formation, that means they are telling you that they're coming at your gun blazing on all cylinders.
Absolutely.
And if you're able to keep your defensive unit or your team shape to be able to deal with them, then in the second half you can manage the game. But if you go down in the first half, then you've got to throw wind to the caution and be able to attack them to get something back yourself. Because basically, if Nigeria should win, Nigeria will go second.
Yeah.
They will also be having 4 points.
Yeah.
And then Niger will drop to the 3rd position. As of now, before kickoff, they are the 2nd position.
Absolutely.
So the coach going in with this kind of things is mind games. You'll be caught up in too much. Should I go for it? Should I be pragmatic and settle for a draw? But you know, every coach would love to go into a game thinking that I want to win this game. But it is all about the permutations, how Nigeria approach the game, and the tactics they will come into it in the first half. That will be able to tell what the Nigerian coach will do. But hey, in the Nigerian gaffer, he is the former winner of the Under 17 World Cup in 2013.
Yeah.
And they've brought him back, they've reinstated him, and they know that he's the one that can take them to the promised land. And for Niger against Nigeria, mind you, it's a derby. It's a West African derby. They are border countries just like Ghana and Togo. So it's Niger will be motivated because for them to score 3 goals in their opening game, and Nigeria is yet to hit the back of the net in this competition. How would they approach this game? We live to see the permutations. The pressure is on. They've got to step to the template to deliver because Nigerians, they will never forgive you if you go to a tournament and you get kicked out of the group stages.
You talk about Nigerians not forgiving you. Look, should they draw in this game, gives them 2 points. They've got Togo to play, which is not really like a dandy because the Togolese do not really have a good defensive setup. But when on the offensive, if they are to take their chances, they are a side that are dangerous to face. So is it a must win for Nigeria?
It's a must win. It's a 6-pointer because
even with the thought of Togo,
with the thought of Togo, because now you've got to have your destiny in your own hands. If you go into the last game needing the result, it might backfire. And when it backfires, you are heading out of the competition. And I know Nigeria would love to go into that last group game thinking we want to have our destiny in our own hands. They would love to feel like, yes, this is us, because they are the most successful African team in the history of the Under 17. They are very good at this particular competition, and it gives them the perfect template for them to breed their future Super Eagle players. So they don't take this competition for granted as well. So in terms of Under 17 tournaments in the world, not only in Africa or CAF or West Africa, Nigeria is a team that you can't look far beyond them. You can't take them lightly because basically they bring their A game on board all the time, and they always love to be the pace setters of every single competition. One problem with the teams is this evening, the Nigerian coach, what will be his tactics? Are you going in for it, or you are going to settle for the draw? The first half of this game, and I'll tell you yet again, the team that will break the deadlock, the team that will get the first goal stands a better chance of winning this game because it basically pass pressure.
No, you're passing the same comment.
Yeah. It pass pressure on the opponent, and this is juvenile football.
Well, you see on your screens, forgive me for that, but on your screens you can see that the flags are already out. It means business, just like you are describing, and the teams will be out shortly. But I mean, for a neutral who's coming here for the first time, in conclusion of your point and in building up to this question as well, what is that neutral to expect?
Well, one thing that we've seen in this competition is none of the teams played a dull game. All of them took the game to their opponents. They love to play free-flowing, attacking football, displayed at its maximum best. So the most important thing here is I can see this team not going to be a dull game. It will be an end-to-end stuff. And we are in for another trailer this evening here at the University of Ghana Sports Stadium.
So you have it, and of course we'll be having the teams show up on the pitch of play, and of course it is important to have them, and there you have it in your picture, flags quite panning out at its maximum to show that of course you are indeed ready for this game. We're moving into our commentators. I've been here with my brother Francis Asaba. Francis, lastly before you go, would you stick your neck out to predict a score?
Well, basically I fancy Nigeria to win this one.
All right, so that's great. Let's hand over to Victor, our commentator for the day, and of course they will be painting all the pictures for us here at the University of Ghana Sports Stadium. It's the WAFU Zone B Under 17 AFCON qualifier. Over to you, our commentators. Victor.
Well, it's time for the national anthem of Nigeria. Now it's time to hear the national anthem of Niger, who will play home in this particular fixture. Good evening to you watching world. There's plenty of drama to look forward to in this particular match as two neighbors separated by 945 kilometers battle it out this evening in tonight's fixture. Well, it is a must win for defending champions also to spill more trouble for the Golden Eaglets in their final group game against Togo. But a sweet story for Niger is that if they win tonight, they will remain untouchable with 6 points, and obviously it means that they will be heading into the semi-finals of the WAFB tournament. And these are the officials in your shots. This is the Nigerian team led by Simon Kletos, who have been celebrated back in Nigeria by his school, Ville College, for winning the man of the match in a previous game against Burkina Faso. And that is the man in a 10 jersey. This is a Nigerian side who, against all odds, managed to pick the 3 maximum point against Togo in the opening fixture. Well, my name is QUALIFICATION, and I'll be doing this with Oswansa, my co-commentator for tonight.
Well, definitely, it's going to be a night of excitement considering the two sides who are logging horns against each other for the first time in this competition, and their second fixture as well in Group B. Nigeria, the powerhouse of youth football on the continent of Africa, having even been able to be crowned severally champions in the world. They are here against a Mino known as Niger, a Mino that managed to beat Togo in the opener. So this will be the second game for both teams, having Nigeria also drawn level against Burkina Faso. So it's going to be a fixture of excitement, but we are all looking forward to how the outcome may look like.
Well, take nothing away from this fixture in terms of the thrill, the buzz, and the rivalry it can present. There have been a lot of talks off the field between these two nations, who once upon a time were closely knitted, but now separated by a lot of circumstances. You talk about Niger, at least deriving their name from the river Niger that is close to them, and a lot is happening in that side of the continent.
Exactly, that was just a geographical expression there. And talking about Niger, they are closer to Nigeria. And as indicated earlier, they drew their name from the river Niger. So, similarly, they seem to have something in common, but at the end of the day, when it comes to the battle, we all have different approaches. And this time around, it's just a matter of 3 points or never, because Nigeria will need the maximum points to serve as a cushion in their next game, which is their final group game against Togo. And if things don't go as planned, then the all-time best team on the continent of Africa is likely to find themselves in a very difficult
Well, of
situation.
course, Nigeria coach deciding to play a three top, that of Rafa Adams, Adeleke, and Agbengla. Of course, they will be looking forward to the supplies from their captain, Cletu Simon, and he'll be assisted by Samuel as well. Olademiji, of course, Yunus Ikeshola, and of course, Mende will be at the back for in this particular game. But talk about the Nigerian side. Of course, they've got their goalkeeper in Fakal who will be manning the post for them. Talk about the double pivot in terms of the defensive duties is Chisu and Chabu. Of course, Mohammed is on top of them with Kozie, Chik, and of course, Abdul Nasser leading the line for this Nigerian side. Well, Nigeria clouded in their favorites, green and white outfits, and likely to be kicking from left to right. Seeing your shot on the screen was Nigerians to be kicking from the right to left, clouded in that favorite orange outfit.
So the traditional colors of both nations, Nigeria, white and green, as against that of orange and patches of white from Niger. It's going to be a great game, having scored 3 goals in their opener.
So there we go for the first 45 minutes. Nigeria with the first touch in this game. Looking forward to what they can present. But it's Niger who is trying to only catch the opponent on the break. As Nigeria have been able to weather the storm, it's now back to Chika. And returns it to Yunus, who decides to drag it across the field to find Rafa Adams once again. And it's being watched at the far right-hand side by Niger. The men is looking to at least cause a lot of trouble for their neighboring country in this particular game. So much trouble for them. A lot of interesting side to look forward to, owing to the fact that they are already doing well on the table with 3 maximum points.
Yes, exactly the case. Niger was considered as a minnow in this game, but surprisingly they came on top against Togo, and here they are in their second game against Nigeria. Even if they are able to salvage a point, clearly it becomes obvious that they are more likely to qualify out of Group B.
So the big man up front was being searched for. Agbengla was being looked for on that occasion, but they could not find him, and it's now back to Yamfore. Decides to drag it inside. But it's back again to Yunus. Yunus trying to orchestrate play from the middle, and it's back to his goalkeeper, Dominic. And he lifts it for Ikeshola, or lifts it for his captain, Cletus once again. And he drags it to Samuel. Samuel will find Chika once again. Very calm, constructing passes from behind. There's a long ball whipped inside, looking for the man in the 13th set. Adeleke. Now that's another great defending from Yamfore.
So the Nigerians have begun to be absolutely constructional in their approach, and overwhelmingly we have seen glimpses of a team that has much attacking potency. Anytime they travel beyond the attacking third of the pitch, you can see the composure and composition from the attackers, and clearly they are not going to leave any stone unturned here.
Well, it's a bit crowded in the middle at the moment, but it's being cleared away by Odamije. Olamide now leaves the ball. It's Niger now tracking forward a bit with Chaibu. His ball coming off his back, obviously throwing advantage for Nigeria. 2 sides not in a haste in this game, as we've done just 2 minutes already. But here he will love to strike for a check. He's been stopped, lifts the ball for his captain. He has been stopped once again in his stride by Mende, Daniel Mende, who plays for Superstars in Nigeria. Here's Niger once again trying to construct something beautiful from the far right hand side. Check, drags it inside. And what a huge clearance by Dominic.
Well, he was forced to action after a defense splitting pass from Check, and Dominic was equally aware of the task ahead and was able to get up to the expectations of many. But then, so far so good. We have done 3 minutes, and we are witnessing some tactical variation from both teams.
Well, let's see if the tactical variation from these two sides can yield any results. Chika. Alice is looking for that line pass to Ngbenla, but couldn't really get it. As Nigeria will drag the ball all the way to the back to see if they can do something from the left-hand side where Mendes base leaves the ball for his captain. Cleto Simon. Corner to Chika once again. He's got a lot of yellow shirts on him. This is a lovely play now for Nigeria from the right-hand side. Is Dick inside? But again, it's well collected.
I mean, quite a poor pass there from Agbenla. He was looking to tee Adeleke up, but unfortunately, his attempt went straight into goalkeeper Faker, who had nothing to really struggle with. But so far, so good for Nigeria. They are dictating and they are providing us with something special.
Well, in case you've just joined us, it's a Waffle Zombie tournament, and we live from the University of Ghana, the Legon Sports Stadium to be precise. As we bring to you the second Group B game of the day that is involving Nigeria and Niger, two sides that are just separated by 945 kilometers. Cletus for Nigeria, halfway. He drops it deep to find Ikeshola. We'll be looking for space. Unless Ikeshola has just got a man close by him, and that's certainly Samuel. Samuel retreat back to Ikeshola once again, who decides to hit it diagonally top into the box of Niger, and is well collected by Faker.
Great goalkeeping from Faker. He didn't struggle with that. So far, Nigeria is looking for an opening, and gradually they are trying to come up with something, and the ideology will only work provided they get the connections right.
Needs to be very careful, Nigeria goalkeeper Dominic, but at least his mind to find it. Chika, who hit it that one out of danger zone, but at least the flag is already up against them. It looks like the advantage will stay with the menace of Niger, who are 4-point as it stands in Group B. On level pegging with Burkina Faso, who managed to outclass Togo earlier on the same turf.
And that game was a game of great technicality, having witnessed a lot of showboating in that. But finally, the Burkina Faso came on top with a 2-0 against Togo, who having shown the exit in this competition.
Well, as Mende drops it deep into the half of Niger, who are really struggling to come to terms in this game. Cletus, brilliant play, drops it to the right-hand side, but again, it's Niger who watched the line very well. As Nigeria regain possession. It's back to Yunus. Yunus plays for Derby Academy in Nigeria. One of the few young players to expect a lot from in tonight's game. Cletus, here it comes again, but again, it's been well watched and it's been cleared by Mamadou, who is now finding his striker Chick. Chick find Cozier. Cozier looking for space, and he has some support. In Chiso, oh my goodness, that was a real strike there.
Well, that was an ambitious effort, great one by our standard, and that will certainly call for some applause. I mean, his vision was right. The direction was the problem, but in any case, for such a young lad to get such a great opinion or vision, we need to commend him for that. But it's been a delightful performance from both ends.
It's been delightful. 7 minutes already played here at the Legon Sports Stadium, and it's so Nigeria that are determining the pace of the game, controlling the tempo, and determining how Niger should get into those pocket of spaces that they left behind. And there's this cross session of Niger's bench and the coach as well, Mamadou Bashiru. As if done first half already applies down, and that will be Nigeria's midfielder. Only struggling to get onto his feet, and he manages to Ikeshola. And as you know, senior shot. As Nigeria hope to regroup from the back again.
Definitely, they have no option than to remember in their first game, they drew level against Burkina Faso. But this time around, they have no option than to win if they really want to maintain their composition as the powerhouse of under-17 football on the continent of Africa.
Well, yet to really see Mohamed Abdul of Niger and, of course, Mokhtar Ibrahim, who scored against the opponent in the previous game. They've been a bit silent. Well, it is the usual suspect because Nigeria are a big team when it comes to the youth level on the continent, defending champions as well when it comes to the WAFU.
Definitely they are. Last year they won it. This year they are seeking to defend it. When it comes to Africa, they are the powerhouse when it comes to the U17, going way to the world where globally they've been seen as one of the best as far as the under-17 World Cup is concerned. So generally, they have created a very good impression, carved a very good niche of themselves. So maintaining it is what is left now. But I think from the way they have started in this game, they are likely to get something.
Here come the minutes again, halfway in your own half. Lovely ball spread to the man in the 10 shot, Abdul Nasser. But again goes around Cheka and will fail to go around Samuel in the 4 jersey. And that is a return ball from the man in the 8 shot. Chisu once again. Now the big man is already dragging into the area with it. Adams Rafa. Well, he's been well checked. And that'll be Golden Eaglets throwing an advantage.
Great game so far. Just 10 minutes of play. And clearly we are seeing some dictation here from Nigeria. Every aspect, every angle, they seem to take charge of that. But how well will they continue with this? It's a big question.
Well, so let's see how well will they continue with this. As a words of my co-commentator. But it's Nigeria's free kick to be effected by Chika once again. Sister Chika. He plays for Mecca Academy. But that's a quick substitution for Nigeria. Ikeshola fails to return onto the tap, means that his place has been taken by Chibueke, who is now in the number 12 jersey. And here we expected to add a lot of firepower to his side. Only to continue from where Ikeshola left, but here comes Nigeria approaching a dangerous area of Mali, of Niger. It's forced to Chika. He twisted and turning, looking for that space. And decides to retract back. In a new man that have just got in, Chibueke with his first touch. So he's been introduced into the game by coach Gabameno. Samuel lifts it for Chibueke once again, who decides to go for the long hit. And again, Niger needs to be very careful. Faker on the right place to claim that one.
Well, Faker was on arrival at the right time, and he grabs that with no difficulties. So far, so good. Great game witnessed by, both teams. And I can say on authority that it hasn't been an easy one here so far for Nigeria. But then there's still more room for improvement. They need the points if they really want to shape up their focus and chances in this very competition. Remember, they are the defending champions.
Oh, really enjoying everything. Arsenal in this game is Jan Fore for Niger. Decides to hit it diagonally. As his captain was waiting to receive it. Kose. But here comes Simon Clatous for Nigeria. Delivers a lovely ball into the channel. But again, his Faker misses the ball. Could this be Nigeria's chance to take the lead? Oh my goodness. That is a real wasted opportunity from Adeleke. But again, a lot of decisions coming to this game. The referee points to the penalty spot. And it's goalkeeper Faker who stays on the ground.
Well, from what I saw in the build-up, there was road contact in that. I don't think the referee had it right. There was road contact in that one. He had the opportunity of scoring from there, but there was an intervention in a negative way, and the referee decision seems right. But let's see whether there will be a change in mind. But it was a perfect decision by the referee.
Well, he stays down Faker as he receives treatment. Niger's ambition of picking an early ticket for the semi-final has been dealt a big blow. Oh, it is. Occurrence here, just on the 30-minute mark. And could spill a lot of trouble for them. And so it's not been taken.
Well, maybe the posture by the referee got me wrong at some point from the way he acted. Well, I thought he had pointed to the spot kick, but unfortunately, it's rather meant to goal kick.
Well, certainly felt that it was just a very feeble touch on Adeleke, and he went down too easily. But the menace, of course, would have to grow from the back again. Yet to really spring into the game. Chika. He lifts it for his man Samuel, who drags it into the heart of defense for Yunus. Lifted deep, looking for the big man up front again. Ralph Adams, but couldn't find him. And he committed foul on his marker. It's Mamodu who goes down. He needs to be really, really careful. Mamodu, at least winning the sympathy of the referee.
And so talking about Nigeria, historically, they are the powerhouse in the Under-17 World Cup, having won it back-to-back after Brazil in 2013, 2015. And they are the first nation to have won the maiden edition of the FIFA Under-17 World Cup in 1985, hosted by China. So clearly, it tells you that Nigeria are really into youth football.
A big production factory when it comes to youth football development on the continent, but they are followed closely by other nations who are beginning to study the model, the likes of Senegal and other big nations as well. But here comes, that is a huge clearance there from Mahamodu. Certainly that is a throwing advantage to the Golden Eaglets of Nigeria with quarter of an hour done so far at the Legon Sports Stadium.
So the first quarter of the game clearly shows, distinctively, we can see the intent of both coaches. And you can see that the Nigerians are trying to hold on and handle the pressure from Nigeria. Nigeria, on the other hand, are desperately in need of a goal. They are defending champions, and they want to maintain that pride, that dignity, no matter what. So it's going to be a great game with all this combined.
Well, it's now on to the captain. Cozier goes around his marker, but struggling a bit. Managed to keep it onto his foot. So he tried to retain, but he hits it onto the left-hand side. Here comes the hot chase. Can a young chap get it? He gets it. Abdul Nassar going around the marker, but it's been stopped there by Chibuike. Oh, that was quite a very nervy moment for the Nigerian defense.
Also, Abdul Nassar Alu Shefu was on the verge of making it positive for Niger, but unfortunately there was a stop there. I mean, I really love the build-up. That was an excellent one there from Niger, and that was a perfect Hollywood pass, switching perfectly to him. He was just trying to carve his way into the 18-yard area where the stop came in.
But here they'll come again. It's Abdul Nassar. Plenty of space. It's 2-on-3. Oh, decides to retract back. Can this come from the captain, Cozier? Long shot, but it's been well dealt with. Klatus managed to push this one out. And here comes the hot run. Rafa Adams for Nigeria. The Golden Eaglet puts him forward. Oh, my goodness. That was a real hit into the box. But it's kept. As Nigeria look for the options. Klatus, the captain of the side, goes for the shot there. And then once again, fake out. Is equal to the tax.
Well, we need to commend Nigeria. That was a very well built that performance there from Nigeria. He sent it through looking for the connection, but the ball had much power and evading almost all his players. But clearly it tells you that indeed they're up to something. Nigeria desperately in need of a goal.
Oh, Dominic nearly saving the situation there for Nigeria. Chibuike watches on. He needs to be very careful. The right back position since replacing Ikeshola. Lifts it for a captain, Kletus. Finds Samuel halfway. And it's now been dragged onto the right-hand side for Olademije. Now finds Chika. Lovely ball. Playing that one out of inside his foot. But again, it's a man as Cozy. It's so Cozy. Lovely ball again to find a man in the two-set for Niger. It comes in. And what a shot coming in from Mohamed. Just sweeping across the face of goal.
Mohamed Abdul Boridia had a sighted goal, and that tells you that indeed the Nigerians are also drawing back into the game. We are witnessing something sumptuous, and clearly today's matches have been an exception.
Well, the man has gradually walking himself into the game after sitting back for the last 10 minutes. They are now beginning to find their rhythm. It's quite shocking in all the engagement throughout the world in terms of the various leagues. But here he comes again, Samuel for Nigeria. Drags it into the center cycle to find Yunus, who drifted onto his left-hand side because Daniel Mendy was arriving. Certainly couldn't pick it up early. Yunus again. He picks it up. Leeds finds a bit of solace again in Chibuike, who's just coming. Leeds to replace Keshola, who fails to continue with this game. Nigeria trying to construct something from the back again. Is that man, Mohamed, who wins possession for them. Chaibu finds his captain, Kosi. Kosi once again drops it deep. Lifts it for the man in the 3 shots.
Well, I'm beginning to witness some tactical decisions here from the Nigerians. Almost always they try to switch play quickly to the left-hand side, and it has worked twice for them. And since then, they keep doing so.
Here comes Rafa, drops into the penalty box, but again, he's been brought down. Referee says game should continue. He feels it's too feeble. As Niger has been stopped in a center cycle by Samuel, who finds Mendy. Leaves the ball for his captain or skipper, Kletus. He's a reorchestrator down the middle. As it's quite past to Samuel once again, who picks it up. Chiboise sends it to his centre back, Yunus. Yunus will find Samuel once again. He's got 2 players close by. And again, is Niger watching their line. Osman clearing his lines.
Well, so to avert any danger, what the Nigerians are doing now is they will sit back, hold the pressure, and make sure that Nigeria do not create any opening. And so far, it has worked for them. Nigeria is looking for an opening, but in as much as they try, the Nigerians equally try to find a very good solution to that. And clearly, you could see from the defensive shape up, anytime they are defending, they become 5 instead of 4, meaning one, Chiso will have to drop deeper to come and join the back four to make it 5. And it's really working for them. Great defensive setup so far from Niger. And how they've been able to handle the pressure is an excellent one.
Well, here is the menace once again, and it's through Young Foray with a long hit inside, looking for the round of the man in a 10 shot again, but it's been well taken care of by Chibuike, who is a corporate with Abdul Nassau agitating that there was a touch on his face by this youngster. And the game has been halted, at least to attend to him. Abdul Nasser was an enterprising run. He had so far deep into the areas or into the channels of the Golden Eaglets of Nigeria. Now the captain also have a word with the referee, Kosi. He certainly may not be excited about some of the decisions. Not really going his way.
Also, he's only trying to sound a little laconical, but then if you take critically a look at Abdul Nasser, he has been a sight to behold so far in this game, making a lot of positive runs, creating opportunities here and there. I mean, it's been an incredible game we are witnessing.
We'll talk about this Niger side. They failed to beat the Black Starlets of Ghana in that pre-friendly ahead of this particular tournament. They lost by 2-0. Nabi Keita scoring an exciting goal. And he equally was on target against Cote d'Ivoire in that opener of this tournament. But here comes Cletus for Nigeria. And he's a corporate as another player in the orange shirt stays on the field once again. And this time around, it will be the man, Chaibu. But he's able to make it onto his feet as we continue from where we left off.
23 minutes. Great moment so far in this game. And from every angle, from every department, it's full of excitement.
Here comes again, nearly laying onto the path of Kozi, who arrives essentially, but that could have been so much trouble for Nigeria, who didn't really suspect that one. Dunk into your box.
That was a perfect dunk in there from the left back, Osman Adamu Gumai, and nearly lacking the connection there. It could have been a different story. The story might have taken a twist here, but so far so good. We're just 25 minutes, and we can see that clearly both teams are up to something.
Well, Samuel lifts it for Chika, who decides to set on his man. Agbenla, but again, is Niger's defense watching the line closely. Young Foray, always red hot alert, at the back to ensure that his golden eaglet players do not get past him. Chika lifts the ball for Agbenla. I was looking for the big man himself, Rafa Adams, but I couldn't connect to him. As he's been switched up, there's a lot of midfield decisions. Cozy now drops into the middle, but nobody in particular. Absolutely no green, no orange shirt to connect to.
Well, that was a poor pass there from Musa Al Hassan, Bankani Kozi, but he was trying to look for a supply to Sheikh, but unfortunately there was no one there. So the connection was lacking, but he's been a sight to behold so far. Great game so far from Niger. I mean, having been able to hold Nigeria as a 25 minutes of play without conceding, it tells you that indeed they are doing something right. But the issue has to do with how would Nigeria break the defense of Niger.
Ola Demi J who lifts the ball for Mendy, but it to be a throwing advantage to them. Quickly effected. On the left hand side. Adeleke in that tussle. But can he wins it? Is a Nigerians who have been able to impress the referee. And that'll be a throwing advantage to them as well. Yauza with a long throw in into the half of Nigeria, but I couldn't find it. As this time around, the pendulum will swing. It will be Nigeria's throwing. Well, the tempo of the game have dropped a bit after that high tempo in the last 15 minutes. But here's Yunus for Nigeria. Drops it to Chibueke on the right hand side. Has got plenty of space. Decides to hit it across the field to find Adeleke. Was in plenty of space, but Mende connects to it beautifully. Drops one into the Niger's box, but again, Nigeria very deep now into the half of the menace of Niger. It's been a very tactical game. And the players so far have been so disciplined.
Yes, no booking so far and no warning either. And it clearly shows how disciplined both, teams have been. And we are just hoping that the game wouldn't turn out to be a game that will encourage stoppaging.
Abdul Nasser with a long hit. And it's way off the mark once again from the man in attention for the menace of Niger once again. Looking to be the danger man on the left-hand side. You only disrespect him at your own peril. The youngster has been very effective.
Effective, absolutely effective. He's been able to create a wonderful trademark. And so far, anytime the ball gets to his side, he does something, useful with it. And clearly, he has become the star of his side.
But let's see how Niger are going to really contain the pressure that is Golden Eaglet mounting. Cletus is rather Samuel that goes down to the ground from that challenge. And again, it will be a warning to the man in the 5 shirt for Niger. He needs to be very careful with his touches. Chibueke always managed to keep it on the tap. Returns it to his captain Cletus. And Cletus will lift that one. He's spotting the run of his colleague inside, but again, fake out arriving early to claim that ball. That was a lot of danger that was spilling in the box of the menace of Niger once again. but it's well read by the goalkeeper.
And that was a good run there from Adams. I mean, he was just on the edge of, making use of that delivery. But defensively, the Nigerians were on time and on point to stop that from materializing.
Well, if it stays this way, it's not really going to favor Nigeria. They would have to wait until the final day to decide whether they'll be crossing over. But I'm sure Coach Gabameno, who is so experienced at this level, will have to conjure a bit of magic with his charges. Also being at the mercy of the MRI proud to this competition. So virtually it is new players that have been selected. Chibuike now finds Samuel deep in their own half. Yunus. And he releases it onto his right-hand side for Chibuike once again. Yunus is invited. Rafa comes into the frame. But he managed to keep it. Oh, it's a lovely ball pressed to the right-hand side. That was a challenge. And the referee's whistle go. It's Nigeria's free kick.
So that was a high for challenge. A very good decision by the referee. And that was a high for challenge there from Osman Adamu Gumaye. And the ball finds itself in a very good position for Nigeria. Who are looking for an early goal here.
Well, let's see. It's at the left-hand side of the Niger's defense, but for Nigeria, it's at the right-hand side. And it's rather Agbenla who goes for it. It's been left for him to deal with. And what has this young chap got under his finger formed by Niger with the likes of the three-man walk. But what can Nigeria do? And it comes off the wall. Not the best of kick.
Not the best of kick. He had an eye for a goal, but the ball grabbed into the wall and the deflected.
Well, it's Nigeria's corner kick on the left-hand side to be effected by Benla. Sensing the ground. That's Sensing, oh my goodness, that is Nigeria first goal, and that is it. And Nigeria win the first goal. And it's a lot of credit to the big man, Rafa Adams, who plays for Supreme Sporting Club in Nigeria. Oh my goodness. What a bizarre defending from the menace of Niger. And what's a way for Nigeria to jump into the lead.
I mean, it was expected. Nigeria has always been the favorite against Niger. Prior to this game, we all said that Nigeria looks favorite, and true to their words, they've been able to live up to expectations so far. But it's quite unfortunate that despite the effort from Faker, they weren't able to clear that one. The goalkeeper did a spot, Faker Hussein Dauda. But unfortunately, they were all standing there, paving way here for Rafa Adams to capitalize on that opportunity here for Nigeria. It's 1-0, and it's a great game song for them.
One of the best of goals, quite scrappy, but for Nigeria, it's a very important lead in this particular fixture. At least it will take a lot of pressure off their neck. If it stays this way, go into the final game against Togo on match day 3. But here's Niger's free kick. Cozier goes behind it. It could be very dangerous if the captain for the menace of Niger decides to take it very well. Dominic has got to be very hot. Cletus, lovely play from the captain. Again, fouling Yamfore. And check out with a quick throw in. But Mahamadou and goalkeeper Feka once again dive in to save the situation.
Well, that was a close call there. But Feka doing what to grab that for Niger. I mean, it's been a good game, great game by all standards. And we are witnessing some delightful play from both teams. But Nigeria seems to be on top at the moment.
Well, interestingly, it's the first time an SHS student is captaining this Nigerian Golden Eaglet side. And as Cletus Simon, who is an SHS1 student of Ville College in Nigeria, with that Dankton tax of leading inside. And here is the man I'm talking about. Goes round two players, decides to track back. Finds Mende. Is back to him again. Agbenla gives the ball away. Ola DJ drops it to Mende. As Rada finds Yunus. Chibueke calls for it and receives it. It's now being dragged up front a bit to nobody in particular. Another wasted onslaught from the Golden Eaglets.
Well, they seem to be on cloud 9, having taken the lead. But there's more to this game. There's so much to consider. It's just 35 minutes, and you have about 55 minutes more to play. You need to take chances. You don't have to relax despite taking the lead. This Nigerian side, they are very dangerous, and at any point in time, anything at all can happen.
So let's see, here comes Niger. Oh, what a play. Very, very poor play by Kozi. The captain of the side decides to step in when it's needed most. But it's been sandwiched. Returns the ball back. Dripped inside. But again, it's Samuel to Nigeria's rescue. Rafa Adams. A real Tormentine chief together with Adeleke. And again, it's being welcomed by Mahamadou, who needs to be very careful. In that defensive shape. Go from Rafa Adams on the 32nd minute.
It's still not enough. They need to do more despite taking the lead. This Nigerian side is very dangerous. A couple of occasions, if clearly had taken chances, have been as it is now.
And fails to go around Chibueke, but wins the throwing advantage for the menace of Nigeria. Quickly taking Osman, back to Osman once again. We'll connect it to Mohamed. Mohamed was looking for check. There's a free kick advantage after Mohamed was brought down. And it's palmed away for a corner kick.
Well, I think the theatrics were so much, but at the end of the day, he decided to go for a goal, an eye for a goal. But the goalkeeper, Dominic, was on time and savaging it here for Nigeria. But clearly, it was a great effort there from the Nigerians.
One is just corner kick from the right side as Mohamed draws very closer. It could be a short pass to leave size to leave it. It will be a long one, dropped into the ball by Osman and is cleared away. But here comes Nigeria once again. Ola Demije running into plenty of space. He's got two players up front who called for it. Rafa Adams here. Oh, lovely touch there by the striker. Goes for the hits. Just across the face of goal.
I mean, that was an ambition. So much reflective of a player hungry for goals. Rafa Adams controlled beautifully, moved away from his marker, and decided to unleash one from distance. And it clearly shows his potential as a leading marksman for Nigeria. Clearly, that was a good example of a player willing to do all for his country.
It's Niger throwing. But it's made by Cletus. Who'll have to just touch it simply. What a class of a touch there from the youngster. Has been stopped by Osman. Osman once again coming into the frame. Was looking for the round of Mohammed. But Mohammed arrives a bit late. And that'll be Nigeria's throwing. This time around from the right-hand side. And Chika once again. The set piece specialist will go for it.
Yes, definitely Chika has really been under a lot of pressure, pinned to the wall severally in this game. But clearly, the Nigerians seem to be operating solely from the left-hand side of attack. And Abdul Nassar, who has been the role figure in the setup, has been at the heart and center of it all. So if they are able to put things together, I think they are likely to get something out of it. But so far, so good. We're just about 5 minutes to the end of the first half.
Well, lots of bright spots in this fixture for both Nigeria and Niger. You can talk about the skippers of both for both sides. Cletus for Nigeria and Kozi for Niger.
I mean, in a way, both have lived up to expectation, especially in terms of leadership, how they organize their boys and how they are able to calm down pressure. It shows how their leadership qualities are. And clearly, we have seen it in most parts of this game, especially on the part of Cletus.
Well, it's what a huge boots there from Yamfore, but he stays in his own half. As he would have to contend against Chika for that one. Chika fails to win the sympathy of the referee as this free kick will go the way of Niger. Where Chisu gets ready to effect it, leaves it for the man in the 15 shot. Yamfore once again. Well, I tell you, Yamfore has seen most of the ball at the back for Niger in this game. He's been really hardworking. But here comes Nigeria again. There's a lovely player, Deleke. He's got Rafa. But again, a lot of jittery moment from Niger. Osman. Fake out. Poor ball from him. He's stopped by Rafa Adams. Rafa Adams having this possess. And he fouls his marker in the process to recover what is started.
Great one by our standard Nigeria, dominating play, but Niger also equally responding in a way. Chiso Amo Batiri was just the victim on that occasion, suffering some slight casualties, but the referee on hand to be on his advantage.
It's Niger Mohammed. Oh, and it comes from the woodwork. Oh my goodness, that was a real hit there from the youngster.
I mean, that was a perfect response to reaction, and naturally, it was done, simultaneously. But I think he was able to give a very good reaction of that. Mohammed, who has been a sight to behold, Mohammed Abdul Boridia. I mean, so far, so good for him. He has been one of the few players who have lived up to the expectations so far in the first half.
Well, Chibueke will leave it for Yunus. Yunus will return the ball to him again. The two centre backs enjoying themselves in this game. Chika finds Ola Demi J, who now run into that space. Very narrow space, of course, but he manages to break through. It's back to Yunus, who finds Chibueke. But again, a lot is happening. Abdul Nassar couldn't keep it on the tap. Taibu. And that'll be Nigeria's throwing once again. What a game we witnessed it.
I mean, it's been a game of equal balance. It goes back and forth. And no team has been on top of this game. It's very equal from defense to the midfield to the attack. Everything seems so perfect, well divided and well shared. And clearly, we need to give credit to the coaches for giving us such a wonderful tactical shape up in this very fixture. Previously, it could have been an easy game for Nigeria, but as I speak, things have become difficult for Nigeria because other nations are equally learning and gradually they are coming into the fold. You wouldn't have expected Niger to be an upset to Nigeria, but here we are witnessing one of the most exciting fixtures in this competition.
Well, Nigeria needs to stand well because Mokhtar is still on the bench and is a man that the Nigerians will be looking to exploit the weaknesses of this golden eaglet of Nigeria. The young forward couldn't arrive early. Seems to be another welcome goal kick for this exciting MENA squad who are trailing by goal 2-0 in this game.
Some few seconds to exhaust the first 45 minutes, and I'm sure a lot will go on in the dressing room, especially on the part of Niger.
Rafa Adams trying to cap open his marker. Goes running, sense in the one, but again, as Mahamadou, who is ever present to deal with that situation, he still stays with Nigeria. Adeleke, oh my goodness, Cletus couldn't find him. Is that challenge?
Therefore, Nigeria an opportunity to double their lead.
Oh, that's a free kick for Nigeria. Almost 40 yards out from the mouth of the goal post. And then Samuel who gets behind this one to effect it. Oh, the player is being for Nigeria. Destiny Samuel. Oh, that was nearly a quick one there from the youngster. A lovely play. But again, idea was very spot on, but Chika failing to read it.
I mean, that was a nicely disguised effort there from Chika. But the defender equally read the mind of the player and giving a very good intervention here for Niger. Having been able to hold them and going down by just a goal difference tells you that indeed Niger have done something right.
Well, I see it's additional time that is almost up here, and any moment from now, the referee could put his game to bed. What an exciting first 45 minutes we've seen. As the player lies on the turf for the golden eaglet, and it's the Chika. The right back who is struggling to get onto his feet. And it's Osman with his destroying and could be the final touch for this particular half. It's floated inside. And here they come again. It's a menace. Oh, lovely play looking for the man in the 8th set, Chisu, but he arrives a set late. Again, lacking a lot of ideas whenever they are moving into Nigeria's half. Final decisions has been a bit problematic for this young MENA squad.
So that has been one of the major challenges of this Niger side. They create the opportunities, but when they get to the attacking third, it becomes a problem for them.
Well, certainly that concludes the first 45 minutes here at the Legon Sports Stadium. It's Nigeria that heads into the halftime break with a goal from the late markman, Rafa Adams, on the 32nd minute. And lots of talks will be happening in the dressing room for both sides. And of course, the busiest of the two coaches will be Coach Mahamadou Bashiru, who will be talking to his charges a lot.
Definitely, he has a lot of work to do in the second half. He needs to come in with an ideology that will best fit the situation on ground. So we've done the first 45 minutes. Great game by all standard. Nigeria proved to be much superior against the Nigerians. But with that notwithstanding, we have witnessed some wonderful play from Niger as well.
Well, certainly, don't go anywhere and join us for the next half of this intriguing game as we hand over to our Pandre team that is on the side.
To have you here once more at the University of Ghana Sports Stadium, and of course, it's then again good to have the view for yourself. People are coming in their numbers. It's gradual at a certain pace, and of course, it's just interesting to again know that football lovers at this part of Accra are also getting a glimpse of a beautiful game sold here. I am Bernard Abeku Autry. Of course, I'm here with my brother Francis, and we've watched this game and we need to talk about it. The Nigerians put up a spirited performance, isn't it, in the first half, and it showed that indeed they are the defending champions.
Well, one thing about Nigerians is they know how to play in this particular competition. You can tell that in that first 45 minutes, it's been lively. The two teams played very well. Niger battled them out in terms of the 1v1 battles, created some chances, rattled the crossbar as well in the process. But where it mattered most, Nigeria managed to conjure that odd positive goal to put themselves ahead in the first 45 minutes. But if you look up in terms of game management, I think the trio of midfielders for the Nigerians in Cletus, Abdul Muiz Olamide in the number 17 jersey and the number 4 jersey in Destiny Samuel basically were the busiest in that first 45 minutes, and they played very well. I'm so much impressed with the movement of Destiny Samuel, spotting number 4 jersey for Nigeria. In terms of immobility, in terms of his decision making, in terms of breaking up play, in terms of team organization, he was at the heart of everything that the Nigerian team did. Yeah. And up front today, you could tell that the striker, the one who got the goal, Rafa Adams, spotted number 9 jersey, is not being static up front like he did in the first half. He sometimes drifts to the right wing or to the left wing. And on those occasions, he managed to cause problems. He tears the palm of the goalkeeper on one occasion, and he popped up with a goal through a rebound. So if you look at the general play, I think the Nigerians really stepped up better in this particular game in the first half than they left off in their opening game, and they deserve to take the lead going into the halftime.
Well, of course, we talked about the pressure that was on them initially. Did you see them committing some bits of mistakes that the opposition team did not capitalize on?
Well, if you look at the Nigerian team, one thing I've spotted is the chap spotted in the number 10 jersey, Abdul Nasser Aliu Shefu. When he was on the left wing, he was causing the Nigerian right back loads of problems. But for one reason or another, I don't know why the coach tweaked the formation and took him to the right wing. He should have stuck to the left wing, because when he was there in the first 30 minutes, he caused them problems. And through him, they carried loads of threat to the Nigerians. And you could tell they troubled the Nigerians. The Nigerians played very well. On one occasion, they rattled the crossbar. And the Nigerian goalkeeper had to pull up some saves to be able to deny them from scoring. But if you look at Niger in entirety, I don't think they've been poor. They've been very lively. They've been very mobile in terms of carrying the ball to the attacking third. They've battled their way out, and I think they are not out of this game yet. If they can build on some and cut out some slack passing range in their game, they should learn when to play short and when to play long, because they've been caught up in the heat of the moment in some of the actions. They just decide to kick the ball long. And if you look at their stature as compared to that of the Nigerians are more bulkier than them. And in terms of physique, the Nigerians are more taller and tougher than them. So as much as they love to play it long, they should measure their chances, and they should learn when to pick those kind of passing range. I would rather prefer them to put the ball on the turf and move around, because if you look at it, they are very athletic and they have lots of energy in themselves to bend.
Well, it's interesting to know, if you just joined us, it's Niger taking up Nigeria. Nigeria already in with the goal. And what it means is that if it stays like this, they'll be having 4 points, Nigeria, because they drew in their first game. It was 0-0. But for this, they are leading. So it will place them second on the log. What would this mean to Nigeria? They are the defending champions. They are in Group B, and they need to stay on top of that group, or they need to stand as favorites to, exit the group on high. Not exit as in leave the group, but, probably maybe stay on top and get to the next stage of the competition. Super awesome. In the second half of the game, what should Nigeria do to keep up this goal that they have? And of course, I'm going to ask you on the rebound, what should Niger do to get a goal?
Well, with the Nigerians, basically, they are managing the game very well. And I'm so much impressed with Abdul Muiz Olamide 17 jersey, as well as Destiny Samuel number 4.
Yeah.
With them at the heart of their midfield, with their mobility, coupled with the strikers in Rafa Adams and Abdul Muiz Adeleke, spotted in number 13 jersey. They've got to keep playing like the way they played in the first half. And the coach needs to tell them, don't over-elaborate. Yes, you are playing to win, not for now. It's business. If we are leading 3 goals, 4 goals, You can do your show booting.
Yeah.
You can do your all style that you want out there. But 1-0, it can get cancelled a bit because if you look at the other flip side, if you look at their opponent, the Nigerians,
Yeah.
like I said, they are better suited when they put the ball on the turf to play.
Absolutely.
Because they are very mobile. And you can tell that they play cohesive football. And when a team plays like that, they can cause you problems. But under one or two occasions where they have been rattled by the pressure that the Nigerian team mounted on them, they decide to go for route one, thereby trying to kick the ball long. And from what I have seen, the Nigerians mop up beautifully whenever the ball gets kicked long in the air. So basically, they manage to nullify their threats. And for the Nigerians, as much as they get to the attacking third, the chest spotted in number 10 JC basically carries most threats. And the coach needs to understand that putting him on the right wing is not helping because naturally he's a left footer. He should bring him back onto the left wing because with that he plays on his favorite left foot. And with the ball at his feet, he drags people on, thereby creating like openings for people, for his teammates and colleagues. So with that, they can benefit off his shoulders. So basically, I would love them to go with that route because with that, I think they can cause problems to the Nigerian team.
Brilliant. And interestingly, in about some few minutes, the team will be on the field to have the second half of the game on. It is prudent to go on a break, and we'll take a quick commercial break here. Of course, when we return from the break, there's a lot more here at the University of Ghana Sports Stadium, where the WAFU Zone B under 17 AFCON qualifiers is currently happening. Nigeria 1, Niger 0. I don't hear. I mean, then you give me signal so make I go break you. That's why I don't hear.
So we'll come back right now. Some admin they will play for me. So when you not play when you start the match.
Okay.
That's why I think we come back and we just play on that.
Okay.
2 minutes later, we'll
Okay, but I don't hear.
go back to come back to play. Okay.
I don't hear you also.
I know.
You go stand there, you go give you signal. So if you can't signal when you go on air and when you link up to the team.
Yeah, man. Yeah. All right, welcome back. This is our coverage of the WAFU under 17 Zone B, of course, the AFCON qualifier. So, I mean, in this zone, in this competition, we've got 7 teams that are participating. For today, we have for our second featured game, Nigeria playing Niger. I'm here in the studios with Francis, and of course, we have been looking at this game. In the second half of this game, what should the Nigerian coach do to make sure he come back into the game?
Well, basically, you see, he set out in a 4-2-1-3 formation. So on top of the pitch, basically, he's supposed to have Abdul Nasser Aliu, spotted number 10 jersey, and Sheikh Shadin Musa in the number 9 jersey, as well as the number 11 in Musa Alassane Bonkano. They should stay up front. They should stop dropping deep, because anytime they drop deep, they give Nigeria the opportunity to squeeze them and pin them into their own half. That is the reason why you find out that they end up kicking the ball long. When they have enough bodies up front, they'll end up putting brakes on the 2 central midfielders for Nigeria, in Cletus and the other guy spotted number 4 JC from joining the attack. So with that, they also have enough bodies in the other half to be able to trouble them. So even with that, if they go long, they have enough bodies to be able to cause them problem. So that is the route I would like them to go. But for them, I think they should throw away the long balls out of the window, because it's not helping them. They should play short, build from the base, build into midfield, expand on the wings, get the balls to those strange players, and they will have the calmness and the composure in the attacking third. With that, I think they can get a goal or two out of this game, because what they have done in the first half, I can see them scoring a goal at least in this game in the second half.
I guess the Nigerian coach will be super happy knowing that he's taking the lead already, knowing at the back of his mind that he had just a point in his first game, and he did not really start well. And this must be a good start for him going into the second half of the game. If you were him, would you play a defensive forward now, defensive block to try and prevent the Nigerians from scoring? Or probably you'll still open up and fetch for another goal that'll give you the cushion?
Well, if you decide to switch into the low block, that would be suicidal on his part. Because if you look at the team, counter football, to play good possessive football. If they're ready for a fact to soak pressure and play on the counter-attacking football. So here they should open up. They should just continue with where they let off in the first half, sorry. And with that, I think they have a template to build on, because their players up front are very mobile. The chap spotted number 9 JC, who got them in the goal, the Adams, and then number 13 JC. They are very good with the ball at their feet. But their problem is when to link up with each other to complement each other on top of the pitch. And if they can be so decisive in those moments, they carry loads of threat to be able to get another goal in this game as well. Because the Nigerian backline looked jittery on some occasions. And in the first half, the goalkeeper basically played a howler into the hands of the striker, but he never punished them before they came back to get the goal. So I think with the ball at their feet in the attacking, much more problem in this game.
All right, the players are coming onto the pitch now. Are we going to have a winner?
Definitely, this game will not end in a draw. I can tell you for a fact, based on what I've seen in the first half. And I told you, the one that will score the first goal has a higher percentage of winning this game.
So you tip Nigeria?
I tip Nigeria to go ahead and win this game, but I still expect Niger to at least get a goal in this game as well, because of the way they are playing. They are playing free-flowing attacking football, and this is what the fans, you can tell the ecstasy in the fans. Everyone is enjoying the game. There are no dull moments in this game, and trust me, the second half we will live to see something spectacular as well.
Thank you very much, Francis. Let's get to our commentators. We'll be getting to our commentators shortly, and of course they will be giving us what we have to expect in the second half, and they will be painting an awesome picture for us. So for the second part of the game, we know that, of course, Niger recently, the weather is very cool here, awesome, and it's really going to help us. Let's get to our commentators. They are seated now for the second half of the game. I am Bernard Abeko, as Francis Blackgate also with me here in the studio. Let's get to our commentators, and we'll come back for more.
We are back for the second half. A lot has already taken place in the dressing rooms of the two teams. And definitely there will be some sort of mini conference in there among the players as a sign of making a due and use of the opportunities given to them by their coaches. So this is the University of Ghana Stadium, and we are about to witness the second half of the game involving Nigeria and Niger. Both teams in Group B, and both teams are playing their second match of the competition. It's been a great game so far. So the whistle goes for a start of the second half here at the University of Ghana Sports Stadium. And it is Nigeria trying to keep up with possession. Ball is switched to the right-hand side here for Rafa. And that so that was a good attack there from Rafa. Ball is sent through. It's a great header there from Chesu. And to the right-hand side again. Nigeria trying to give us some good play. And there's a chance here for Nigeria looking to shape up for a shoot. And again, so much crowd in there. But at the end of the day, the Nigerians were able to handle the pressure.
They are making a wonderful effort in this, as pushing forward to let Niger know that they are ready wherever corner they put them at.
So we are just into the second half. I've done just a minute. And the referee will ensure that at the end of the day, The player is attended to. So Niger is no major force as far as youth football is concerned on the continent of Africa. They don't have any built pedigree. Until recent times that they seem to find themselves that much needed space to be a contender on the continent of Africa. So it looks like there's a switch and a change there, and he wouldn't be able to continue with the remaining minutes of play here at the University of Ghana Sports Stadium. So Group P is shaped up this way. It is Burkina Faso with 4 points, Nigeria equally with 4, and Nigeria or Niger with 3. And that was an intended for there from Mohammed. The ball rather gets out of play. We have done 2 minutes. In the second half, we've done 47 minutes of play here. It is the University of Ghana Sports Stadium. It's Nigeria 1, Niger 0.
Well, here comes Yunus once again, lifts the ball for the man in the 3 sets. Mende, as he will have to construct something from the left-hand side. Dekele finds Mende once again. A bit of emergency from this golden eaglet now. Mende. Lovely ball floated in. Alice looking for those in the white sets again. But that's a great defending. Alice from the man in the 6 sets. Chaibu once again winning the sympathy of the referee. Alice, that'll be a briefing space for the menace once again. Here comes a long hit from Mamahadu. But to nobody in particular is returned by Mende. But here comes the hot hit. Cletus carving this ball. Rafa. And now it's a big kick. All looks in a bit of emergency has been jetted into this Nigerian side.
But I think their confidence has been boosted based on the pep talk they had with their coach during the recess. And I'm simply not amazed by what they are doing so far. Great game, great performance here from Niger.
Well, Kozi now doing it from the left-hand side. Abdul Nasser. Well, we have double substitution coming in for this Niger side. It's Mokhtar, the man I've been singing praises of all day, has now been introduced. Mokhtar Ibrahim Mahaldo has been brought inside by coach Bachero. At least he's now finding his lethal weapon in his young lad.
Well, I think the substitution is right. It wasn't be able to continue with the remaining minutes. And definitely there will be a need for a change. Yahuza Musa Soga.
Chibueke, so hope to connect to Cheka, who have been dispossessed by the man who have just been brought inside, Mokhtar. Well, let's now see how the face of this game can change with this introduction. Samuel once again finds Cletus. Oh, lovely play now for Nigeria. Here comes a hot run for this Nigerian set. Ola Demije. Rafa! And again, what a straight across the face of goal. That was a clever play.
Well, that was a good one there from Rafa. We have seen his attacking instinct in this game. And so far, after scoring the first goal, he's still yearning for more. And this is typical of a striker. He's done well so far, drifting the defense, creating enough space, and launching it from that angle. Unfortunately, he couldn't find a spot.
Well, 15 minutes done already. And it's still the same old story of Nigeria leading by a goal to nil. Now, yes, a big clearance there from Samuel. Destiny Samuel has been a real workaholic in this fixture. He has received most of the ball, especially in the midfield, and have really connected well with his forward line. But again, it's being cleared away by Chaibu. The quality of Chaibo, I tell you what, he is ever present at the defense. He's a very difficult customer to beat.
I mean, he's very enterprising, a very difficult customer to deal with.
Faker gets a hand to it, but here comes another hot chase down the far right hand side. Nigeria keeps the ball on the turf. Ola Demije looking to be a tormentor in chief. Goes on 2-3. And again, he's finally out. It's getting interesting now.
Yeah, he is the tormentor in chief. I mean, he's done very well so far, going past a couple of challenges. And look, drive the ball back, but the ball deflect out, and it's a corner kick anyway for Nigeria, who have been better off as against the first half.
Well, corner kick for Nigeria, and it again is that young man who is doing so well to at least ensure that Nigeria open the goal gap here at the Legon Sports Stadium. So we bring to you the second Group B game in this Waffle Zone B tournament with the first one. Burkina Faso seeing of Togo in that fixture by 2-0.
I mean, that game was a game of numerous opportunities, especially on the part of the Togolese. They couldn't capitalize on any of that. However, Burkina Faso, on the other hand, managed to make a deal with the two, and that made a difference at full time.
All a bit of scrabble for the ball, and the referee finally is going to give the minutes of Niger the advantage. We'll talk about the weather this evening. I think that it's very perfect for this football.
Yes, it is. We are in the rainy season. The atmosphere is very toned, very welcoming and conducive. And in fact, I must admit for a fact that if you take a look critically at the temperature and also how the weather looks like, it's generally a well-purposed weather for this fixture. And clearly, we haven't seen much of fatigue from both players. There's no scorching sun that can be used against this very fixture. So all is set for this very important fixture.
All Mortal going to that challenge with Ola Demije, and Ola Demije wins the battle. Mokhtar was just too strong for him. Oh, talk about Niger coming into this fixture. At least they were underdogs. They got attacked, but they've lived a bit to the building. But here comes Nigeria in the penalty box. A lot of scrappy defending. Yamfore at least tipping that one beyond the byline, and to be a corner kick to Nigeria, who are threatening anytime they happen to be in the 18-yard.
I mean, Isayame Yamfori couldn't control that ball. I mean, he made a mistake. The ball traversed the line. And that was a perfect call there from the assistant line one. It's a corner kick anyway.
Well, it's a corner kick now to be effected by the Golden Eaglets. When Mokhtar standing on it, it could be a bit dangerous if he fails to hit it well. But it's back. Cletus now for Nigeria. Mokhtar run into this narrow space there at the far left hand side. He's looking for help, but Mohammed is very close by. Finds him. Back to Mokhtar once again. Mokhtar digs it inside. Oh my goodness, couldn't connect it. Abdul Nasser. That has been kept on the turf by Yauza. And Cletus managed to mop that one for Nigeria. Beautiful play. And now it's a clear foul on Samuel Destiny.
Well, I think that was a very good call by the referee, but at some point I think there were clue of dramatization in that. But sometimes you need to build the intelligence for the referee, and having gone down so easily, it's part of the game, and it was a great call anyway by the referee.
Well, let's see what happens in this game. It's been floated inside now, and it's still Yamfore, and back to Cletus for Nigeria. The skipper of the side has been very impressive in both games, winning the man of the match award in the previous one and putting up another splendid performance out here tonight. It's been a real worker.
I mean, extremely workaholic, as seen in the game.
His ability to distribute the ball is always on point.
I mean, that's one of the technical aspect of him, his ability to make fair distribution of the ball to every angle. It's one of his responsibilities. And once he does it, we have to just commend him for that.
Well, Mahayamodu sends this one. And it's been stopped. It's still Niger. Cletus. Shaibu, let's get into it, but the referee has blown his whistle. And it's a free kick that will stay with Niger once again. Oh, they are looking a bit more purposeful now, at least walking into the game. There's been a crazy start from the menace. It's been digged inside. Oh my goodness. Here comes Mokhtar. My goodness, but it's been well curtailed there by the young man again. Chibueze, who came into this game. Well, I tell you what, you will not really feel the absence of Ikeshola because Chibueze has really delivered to the expectation of the coach, Gabamenu, since coming in.
Yeah, exactly the case. He's done very well. But then one player, Mokhtar Ibrahim Al-Hadu, has suddenly become a thorn in the flesh of Nigeria. And so far, from every angle, you could clearly see that Selstatcheka is always under pressure. And this young lad, Mokhtar Ibrahim Al-Hadu, is a player to watch. Very skillful, silky on the ball, and dividing defenses. He simply amazes me.
Plays for AS Fan in Niger. And of course, it's a top quality talent from Niger that could be exported overseas if he continues in that trajectory.
Also, the trajectory is a very good one there for Mokhtar. In this game particularly, he has been the focus of it. He is
a very advantageous position for thinking, but again, it's the big man himself who decides to leave it for Mahamudu. And it's a very dangerous area for the Golden Eaglet of Nigeria. Needs to be very careful in terms of how they will arrange themselves to effect this one. This could be big. But look at the number of bodies that have gone to form the human wall. You can count as numbers 5 of them, and it tells you how important this kick could be for the Golden Eaglets.
Yes, it is. It's very important. If Nigeria are able to capitalize on this, then parity will be proved. But let's see if indeed it can count.
Well, certainly is Mahamudu going for this one. Will it be a long shot? It comes off the woodwork, but it stays. Yamfore loses out on the ball. This could be dangerous. But the goalkeeper, Faker, coming up when it matters more. That's a big step out for the goalkeeper.
So Faker Hussein Idauda made a good run and count there, having popped up on time to clear it here for the J. From attack and being under siege, it clearly shows you how the game has flown. But then it tells you also that at the end of the day, we're likely to witness a lot of changes in the setup as well.
So getting ready to see the lad in the 14 jersey, Ugweche for Nigeria. And of course, the man also in the 18 jersey, Ariehe, who is also getting ready to come in. And what's a match in order for Ola Demije, who has been retrieved from this game. And also, Agbenla has also been taken off by coach Gabamenu. There's a bit of trick to the tactics in this game.
Well, exactly, that was expected. At some point, you need to make some tactical switches just to ensure that at the end of the day, you don't have any difficulty in handling the pressure from your opponent after observing, examining.
Oh, here comes the menace of Niger, goes down, but what is referee saying it? He points to the spots. Lots of drama plenty here in this game. 60 minutes of play. And it's Abdul Nasser who starts from behind, but as to how close that touch was, certainly will need to be desired. But the referee was the closest, no questions about that.
Well, I think this decision will have to be re-examined from the playback. And I think it's very difficult to judge from a commentary position. But then he was very close to the incident and might have made a very good decision out of that. I think the replay will give us a very comprehensive analysis to the whole situation. For now, what is the decision by the referee? We are yet to get a confirmation on that.
Well, it's a big step for Niger in this game with a man that have been introduced in the second half, Mokhtar Ibrahim. He let himself to go for it. But anyway, it's outside it. In the penalty box. It's just inside the arc in front of the 18-yard, and it's not a penalty.
Yeah.
Oh, certainly a lot is happening.
It was expected. He was the last man to that, and having prevented a goal scoring opportunity, it becomes a send-off, and that was a good call from the referee. Destiny Samuel will no longer play the remaining minutes of play.
It's a big chance for Niger to capitalize, but what's a match in order for this man? Okwere Chibuke, who's coming for Ikeshola, who couldn't continue the game, is receiving a match in order. Means that the Golden Eaglet number have been reduced drastically, and certainly it is to the advantage of the minutes of Niger.
So with a man down, a lot is expected from Nigeria. Are they going to sit back, or they are going to maintain the same composure? I mean, clearly it comes with a lot of tactical variation in situations like this. But let's see how Gaba Manu will be able to handle the situation. But at the moment, numerically, Nigeria is on the disadvantage. But how well will they be able to handle this?
Well, let's see what happens in this game. It's Mokhtar goes for the shot there, but again, Dominic has got a hands to save that situation. But what a hit there. What a hit from Mokhtar Ibrahim. Oh my goodness, this guy is a toast on the side. That was a real stinker and a real venom. But again, Dominic has got it, answers to it, the antidote to it.
I mean, that was a great performance. Excellent one, of course. And the goalkeeper also rose to the occasion. But with that notwithstanding, we need to give Mokhtar Ibrahim Alhado the much needed credit for that splendid hit. And equally, the goalkeeper was also on hand to save that. So creating a very wonderful and a wholesome spectacle with that very situation alone clearly gives a very positive vibes and aura about the entire competition. Great games witnessed so far in today's fixtures.
Well, certainly, you've got to underrate Nigeria's goalkeeper production factory with a lot of top goalkeepers coming to the loins. With a recent one be Stanley Umabali, the likes of Vincent and Yema. And there's Niger once again do have a free kick.
I mean, Abdulmuiz Adeleke gets a booking for that. I mean, that was a great call by the referee. So, some of the playbacks to this very one. And the earlier tussle there involving Mokhtar Ibrahim and, of course, the captain of Nigeria, Cletus. But the referee going the other way. That's an advantage here for Mokhtar.
But here, play resumes. Yanfore. But again, it's Nigeria who managed to win that battle. Samuel finds his captain, Cletus. Oh, lovely play now. To connect to the man in the 18 shirt. Arehe. And it's been stopped. Referee says game should continue. Mahamadou hitting that one out of danger. Cletus. Oh, lovely touch there. Finds Samuel. It's all the way back to Ugweche. Noguecha is brought down, and referee who plays the advantage to the Golden Eaglets of Nigeria, who are leading on this juncture.
I mean, the game is gradually being characterized with unexpected characteristics, and clearly you could see how the tempo has really increased. It's been on the crescendo, especially in the last 5 minutes. The rough plays and all a whole lot are giving a different complexion about this game.
Here's a long hit. Oh my goodness, that was quite crazy, isn't it? Crazy idea from the young chap.
Well, he decided to go for power. Clearly, there was so much power in that.
But again, it's getting exciting now. With Nigeria trying to at least get a second to stand a better chance. It's Niger's free kick. Mahamodu goes back. It could be a long one. Chika has got Mokhtar to deal with. But Mokhtar was just too strong for him. That's a clear foul, and referee once again getting the decision right.
And that was a perfect call by the referee. He was on site to witness it, and he saw some form of unexplainable situations in that. So he was quick to give a reaction to that. I know it's been a great game so far. Had it not been the last 5 minutes that seems to be characterized with a lot of stoppages, it has been a game of flow.
Well, here comes a long hit from Oweche. Arihe, but couldn't really run fast to keep that ball on the turf. It will be once again a Nigeria throwing advantage with a lot of drama between the two captains there. Cozy. And here it comes. Once again, the men are standing their ground, defending their heart out in this game, doing everything possible to ensure that it stays just by a goal to nil. Daniel Mende has got a throwing advantage now from the left-hand side. It could be a long throw-in from this young chap. And certainly it is a young throw-in. And it's cleared away by Yanfore. Again, that's a right call from the referee.
I mean,
With Abdul Nasser, no, really.
He was only trying to be theatrical, the referee getting that right. I mean, some of these antics, referees are used to it now. And so the referee had a very good call. And that was a perfect decision, notwithstanding.
Niger's free kick. As Yanfore comes into the fray, at least he will have to have a touch. He's been a hard-working left back in this game for the minutes of Niger. Long hits. Mokhtar couldn't be, but again, Dominic arrives a bit earlier to claim that one. Two countries that are separated on geographical boundaries, countries that were once knitted together, but today exist as separate countries, playing their hearts out here. Chaibu for Niger. He's got Rafa Adam to square off with. And again, Rafa too strong for him. As Chaibu wins the sympathy of the referee once again. It's an exciting tournament so far, with the host nation Ghana running riot on match day one against the Ivory Coast, with Ivory Coast themselves winning. Oh, but here comes a lovely ball there from Mohamed, and it's out.
Well, that was a clear example of a player hungry for goals. I mean, Mohamed managed to control that ball. He was attempting something different, but unfortunately, the ball rather takes a different turn, and the event unfolded was simply not what he expected.
Yanfore, let's get to it, but the referee already spotting a man already down on the turf, and it could be the big man himself. Chaibu, I suspect, who went to the ground. And it's rather the man in the 17th shirt for them, Osman. Unless he's managed to get onto his feet. But there's no time for Niger in this game. They need to find a way to level with Nigeria having a man down. Here it comes. It's a bit dramatic there. Player going down. And oh, look at it. A bit dramatic, isn't it?
Well, this game is really full of drama, the dramatization, and a whole lot of antics. I mean, probably an easy way of playing on the intelligence of the referee. I mean, great game so far. And in all the two games that we've witnessed today, the second half seems different because the stoppages become many, eventually giving a different, unexpected painting about the game. But clearly, we have seen it in the second half. A lot of stoppages, so much in this game, and not allowing flow to be, consistent in this game. I mean, it's very bad. I was expecting it to flow just as it did in the first half.
Well, Samuel takes a few steps back, and Fakel knows that it's going to be a rocket of a hit. It's rather Uweche who is taking a step back, and that could be a real hit from this youngster. Uweche, it could be a real hit. And very far away from the mouth of the goalpost. That was a great idea, but again, execution lacking a bit of exactness there. And that could be a real struggle for Fakel if it had found its intended passage.
I mean, that ball really carried power.
Abdul Majid finished it. Abdul Majid once again has been connected. But again, it's been well watched by Destiny Samuel once again.
I mean, Niger have 17 minutes to salvage something out of this game. Nigeria equally have 17 minutes to protect their lead. I mean, just a goal is not enough. In football, within seconds, a lot could happen. And basically, that's possibly the reason for this kind of stoppages in this game. And that gives a whole different complexion. And there's a player now. I mean, he's receiving treatment. And in the process of receiving treatment, some seconds are being whiled away. And clearly, that becomes the mindset of a team that knows that numerically it is on their disadvantage.
Well, it's a very open group at this point in time, with Burkina Faso having 4 points, same as Nigeria themselves, and followed closely by Niger, who managed to beat Togo by 3-2 on match day 1. So very, very open group. It could be down to the final match day in this particular group. But you need a lot of goals to stand a better chance.
Yes, certainly. It will probably go down to the last wire in this very group. But, let's see how things shape up eventually in this very particular game.
Well, here it's a corner kick for Niger, floated in, caught it out big, but again, it's Osman who fails to connect it. Oh my goodness, the fans nearly jumped onto their feet, but they would have to wait some minutes to do that again.
Osman could have done better. The positioning of that ball wasn't right. He had all the time in this world to have made a deal with that. I mean, he could have done better.
Here he comes in, Uweche, with a long hit inside, at least to find his talisman. That couldn't get him, but rather got Adeleke. And here has been played inside, Abdul Nasser. But again, Yunus just too strong for him. Very clever defended from a Derby Academy player who had it well covered. And here comes the hot run. Adeleke. Oh, really struggle, but that's a brilliant defending. And it's been shots away from that dangerous area. Mohamed. Well, he's connecting it to his big man himself, Osman. Yamfore. Ref Adams. And again, that is a great play now. Witnessing a lot of physical decisions. Chaibu. And Chaibu places on the ball for Chiso. Check. Oh, Check couldn't really go past his marker. A lot of emotions in this game. And a shake.
Was so much emotional attachment in this game. So last 15 minutes, more to go, and it looks like there's going to be a lot of drama in this game. And I still see this game go down to the wire.
Well, let's see. And also, Ansan keeping fair that it could be down to the last minute of this game because the minutes of Niger are not relenting at all in their effort to put parity in this game. They are throwing everything they've got in them to at least rescue a point, and that could obviously put them in a very advantageous position. Here it comes again, floated in. Needs to be very careful in their own area. Abdul Majid get it out. Cheek looking to the field onto the right hand side. Well, that's a brilliant play, isn't it?
Well, that was brilliant there from the left back. I mean, having been able to attract his marker.
Well, obviously, that's going to be a throwing advantage.
I mean, that becomes an attacking one, of course, in a very attacking position. And you always expect them to make a deal with it no matter what.
Well, let's see what exactly the decision is. A lot is happening. And it's Daniel Mende who relaxed. And just look at the antics, the drama from these young lads in this game. Well, you're getting ready to effect this long one into the channel to find his white shirts who are really sandwiched by lots of orange shirts. Here it comes back again, and goalkeeper Faker managed to keep the ball out. There's got no time left. As he flashes that one inside, looking for Mokhtar. And he drags it to Shaibu. Oh, look for Osman on the left-hand side. Osman has just got checked close by. It's back to Osman again. And he wins the sympathy of the referee. Oh, there's a big free kick for Niger in this game.
Well, that was a great play there from the left back. But this time around, we are likely to have another substitution. Yes. So it's going to be Mohamed Abu Bodia, who is going off for Umar Hasume Seni.
So that's it. Umar comes in. You can see a lot of emergency coming in from this young chap that have been brought in once again. Niger just not relenting at all in getting the level pegging in this game. But just look at the position of this free kick halfway in Nigeria's half. And it's going to be a long one, take it. Mahamadu flashes one inside, needs to be very careful. And still stays with Abdul Nasser. And it's been with a player in the 18 jersey being a corporate Arehe. Really fouling his man, Osman. What is the man looking a bit tired? Mahamudu. Other players. But I tell you what, if you are a Niger player, a lot to be running through your mind because a goal for you in this game could be very, very important as far as progression is concerned. Well, it's time to have a bit of sip. We on the engine to continue with the rest of the minute that we've got. Just 9 minutes left on the clock of normal time.
I mean, something magical can happen within the 9 minutes remaining, and I still think Niger are doing something right. They are pushing and they keep pushing. And I think at some point, because of the numerical advantage they have, they could have an opportunity to cancel out the lead of Nigeria.
Well, it's the big man who decides to come for it again. He is the most selected player to effect that one. Who will receive massive endorsement from the Niger bench. Mahamadou, the center back. But the big question is, can he really deliver when it matters most? Can he deliver? Mahamadou, the center back, and that is a real wasteful delivery there from the center back.
But I think his calculation was wrong. Overly ambitious for a goal. And this expectation was just a skyrocketed effort there from the defender. But he was expecting him to sit up and do the right thing. It's just about 8 minutes plus possibly added time. And there's still a lot that can happen within this minute.
Ugweche hits that one inside. But here comes the hot chase for Niger. Abdul Majid. Rafa too strong for him. Rafa goes down, and that is a very accurate decision once again coming from the man at the helm of affairs tonight. That was a great run there. Great sprint by Rafa Adams, who plays for Sporting Supreme. And again, Abdul Majid has been the culprit, getting into the book of the referee.
What I think, yes, it was a good call by the referee, but then he didn't react very well. He had other options and ways of stopping that ball from making an attacking run there. But unfortunately, he decided to go for the other way. And the referee gave a good reaction to that by giving him a yellow card. I mean, somehow, somewhat, it limits your strength and output, because you know very well that the least mistake you do, you are likely to get another yellow, which eventually will see to you being sent off in this game. So let's see, but let's see.
Well, a lot of eyes set now in Niger's penalty area. The likes of Daniel Mendy, Okche have all been dragged into the area. At least they could see if they could increase their tally in this game. With the captain on the side, getting behind that one. It could be a very tricky delivery from this man, Cletus. And he's footed inside. They managed to stand their ground. Ugweche, sandwiched by lots of orange shirt, mocked up, brings it away, drops it into midfield. But again, Nigeria reading their line very well. A lot of emergency at this juncture. No time to waste at all.
I mean, at this stage of the game, Nigeria knows exactly what is at stake for them. 6 minutes. Let's go all out. Let's not concede. Let's protect the one goal. And that's somehow working for them.
It's working for them, but yes, Mokhtar brings this one away, looking for Chick. The advantage will stay with the minutes of Niger once again. They are not just giving up now. Here they come again through the midfield. The Nigeria really standing their ground, defending everything that has been thrown at them. Mokhtar, here it comes again. It's a danger man. Need to watch carefully. Here it comes again. Mokhtar once again has got it. Still lacking within the dangerous area. Yunus clears it away. Oh my goodness, lots of drama. Soibu. Here comes the Hoche. Mahamadou has got to stop Adeleke. Here he comes again. Cap this one, but it's been stopped quickly by Chisu. Who returns it to Mahamadou once again. Here it comes. Abdul Nasser. Lovely play. Omar. Still looking for space and some help. Finds one. In Chaibu. Quality play here from this Nigerian side. They are not just giving up now. Mahamadou finds Mokhtar. This man needs to be watched. Mokhtar. Oh my goodness. Cletus comes in and he hammers it away. It's beginning to be a bit nervy now.
Yes, the nervousness is so high, and they seem to be sitting on a tenterhook simply because with just some few minutes to the end, they don't expect to concede. So two substitutions straight on the bounce here from the Nigerian point of view. And we are going to have Chiso Ama Bachiri, who come on, as well as Jakubu Emana Mohammed will come on, as well as Edward Ochigo. And they are all coming on for Nigeria. I mean, at this stage of the game, you have no option than to, strengthen your defense so that you'll be able to neutralize the pressure from your opponent. And I think basically that's what Coach Gaba Manu is trying to do. We have just 3 minutes plus at a time. Let's sit back, defend very well, and prevent any goal.
Well, he's trying to use his experience cards in his remaining minutes of the game, but here comes Niger once again, but I guess I had to it. Abdul Nasser at force, and it's helmet away. A lot of pressure. Now, witness here. Saibu and the referee getting that cover spotted. A lot of drama happening. It's Rafa Adams to stay on a turf, but referee asks that he should get onto his feet. And you can see, oh, certainly.
I mean, it's part of the game. Sometimes you need to employ tactics that will prevent, I mean, play from flowing. And that's basically what they are trying to do now.
Oh, using a bit of psychology now, at least to ensure they maintain their lead. Osman. And he drags this one. Omar, can he get to it? 2 players. But it's still Nigeria very determined. Yamfore with a shot, but it's way out into the crowd. The center back without huge effort.
But that was uncalled for. He could have done better with that. He had a lot of options available, but he decided to go for a hit, an uncalculated one, of course. And that certainly reduces the minutes and the seconds remaining in this game. Don't put yourself in a stress and don't put yourself in a tight corner.
Well, 2 minutes for Nigeria to hold on to their lead, but 2 minutes for Nigeria to get back into this game if they want to. A lot is happening, a lot of emotions being displayed now. And the agency from these players, quite recommendable. But here it is, look at it, it's happening. Mahamadou, not really excited with that call from the referee. As captain, Chisu is trying to calm down things.
I mean, Amadou was trying to lodge a complaint to the referee that it's one of their usual tricks in this game. They know very well that just some few minutes to the end, so they will try everything possible to ensure that they waste their time remaining. And that's one thing that is adding a lot. So we are going to have 4 minutes of at a time. 4 minutes of at a time.
And certainly, I think it's a good number of minutes from the referee. Is dragged inside. Fake out. Oh my goodness. Here it comes again by the corner seat. Not the best. As that'll be a welcome goal kick for Niger.
So for now, Nigeria have less than 240 seconds to survive the test of time. But can they really get it? I mean, it's just something that we are all looking forward to. I mean, generally, this game has been a very good blueprint of assessment. And I must admit for a fact that this has been one of the best games so far, from tactical point of view, from dramatization, and from a whole lot of, inputs by the referee as well as the players. Generally, it gives a very good game.
Or check fouled on that occasion. But it's still Niger who are trying to at least get into this game, find an equalizer. They need it as bad as quickly as you may think about it. And it's the man Mokhtar Ibrahim who goes behind it, looking for his second of the tournament after scoring against Togo on match day one. But Dominic has got so much to do. Could it be the miracle Niger is looking for? Could it be the kick they've been waiting for all along in this game? Ibrahim Mokhtar goes for the hit. Oh my goodness. Nearly finding the back of the net, but it to be a corner kick. And thinking quickly, Osman stays in the in. Oh my goodness, and it's flashed across again. Nobody, absolutely nobody in the orange shirt to latch onto it. Lots of drama, lots of emotions in this game. The fans cannot really sit in their seats. For it to be a world they lose.
Many years ago, this would have been an easy walkover. But here we are today witnessing one of the most competitive fixtures of the competition. And clearly, it gives signs and signal that Niger is not an easy walkover. It's never a minnow. They are never a minnows in this game.
That's Mahamadou. We'll have to kick this one inside. Looking for his direct man once again. Mokhtar. Just wondering why Coach Michel decides to keep Mokhtar, who is virtually a dangerous player on the bench. Mokhtar once again. What a fighter he is. Yunus. And that's a goal kick. That's a goal kick. And the Nigerian fans at least will have a huge sign of relief for the Niger fans. Certainly, they have wished it could have been a corner kick.
Well, definitely, at this point in time, both teams will try to give a call for themselves, but unfortunately, the referee decision is final. I mean, we have less than 60 seconds more for Nigeria to carry home the 3-point at stake. But in all, I must admit for a fact that Niger have really given them a very good game, no matter what.
Here they come again is Niger. Abdul Majid has been floated inside. Chick couldn't get to the end of it. Well, they lose everyone, but here it comes again. Nigeria. Destiny Samuel kicks that one out. Finds his captain, Chisu. Oh, lovely touch there. Abdul Nasser, lovely ball again. By Yunus, very experienced at the back for Nigeria. And that to be a throwing advantage. Could be the obvious last opportunity of this game. Abdul Majid sent inside. Cletus clears away. Abdul Majid. Chisu. Destiny Samuel.
So potentially, this might probably be the last kick of the game.
Oh, certainly it could be. It could be. It could be. But again, what a great game we witnessed here at the Legon Sports Stadium in the Waffle Zombie tournament. Unless Nigeria keeping their composure, keeping their calmness, and that is the end of the story. Unless the Golden Eaglets of Nigeria have managed to pick the 3 maximum point on match day 2 against a very hardworking menace of Niger. What a game, what a match. And unless though Niger lost to Nigeria, it is a worldly lose.
Certainly, it was a world rehearsed game. I mean, a game of so much pressure, a game of pleasure, and a game of comprehension. Clearly, both teams have treated us good, and Niger have been an extraordinary team today. And no wonder they won their last game against Togo. And today, they have shown raw class against Nigeria. And indeed, we have witnessed one of the best games. If the competition continues like this, Victor, I tell you, we are going to experience a whole lot of this in the remaining matches.
Also, that is it. Gabameno knows how to do it when it matters most on a big stage. And once again, he's been able to orchestrate this Nigerian victory. But talk about the goalkeeper, Dominic, has been big between the 2 sticks for them this evening.
I mean, he was outstanding from the start of this, especially when they went a man down. He came under a lot of pressure, but with that notwithstanding, he was able to take all the bullets from this. Generally, he did well. Entirely, it was a great game.